Hello there, YouTube friends. So I've done a lot of different projects in my day. I guess most notable on this channel is the Big Island. But you have to remember that I began climbing quite a bit before that. And today we're going to take a look at the boulder that I think defined me as a climber. So the boulder is called the Queen Mother. And to put things into context, it took me more than 10 times as much time to do this one as I've spent on the Big Island. The thing is, it consists of 3 separate starts. So the stand start is a 7C plus called Slap Story. A little bit lower than that, if you do a sit start, there's an 8A called the Freak Gasoline Accident. And if you add a 7C plus crack to that, you get the Queen Mother, my first ever 8B. My battle with the boulder began all the way back in 2014. And at the time, you know, I was a 7A climber. I just started climbing outdoors, trying to get the hang of it. But I still I saw the line and I thought that looks really freaking cool. And decided to start trying it, and of course got smacked off completely from the stand start. And this is where projecting comes into play, because after about a year of effort, projecting, training, and just trying to do this, I finally got the Slap Story, my first 7C plus, or one of my first. I guess I'd done 1 or 2 before that. Continuing on this was the Freak Gasoline Accident, which took another 10 sessions and about 2 months of effort. And then, yeah, I did my first 8A, Freak Gasoline Accident. So at this point in time, I was probably the biggest optimist you could imagine. I decided to try the big thing, the entire line, combining the 7C plus with the 8A. And I was nowhere near as strong as I needed to be, but I was gonna do it. I was determined to. And so I started trying it, because it's really just, it's a link up. I could do it in 2 parts almost from the get-go, because it's a 7C plus into the 8A. So in my mind, it was just piecing it together. And I guess I was right to some extent. But at the time I didn't realize just how much effort that would require. And the thing is, I spent the coming year and a half driving out there pretty much as often as I could. I was studying at university, doing everything at a distance just so I could go out to this boulder. When I was at the deepest of my obsession, I would go there when it was minus 20 degrees Celsius. I would warm up inside and then just bolt to the crag with all 6 pads on my back, or 4 pads on the back, 2 on the side, run to the boulder, toss the pads out, just do 1 attempt, put the clothes back on, run around in the forest until my forearms were, you know, back to normal, back on the boulder, another attempt, done. And then I went back home. And I guess, needless to say, nothing was more important than doing this boulder to me at the time. Just getting up that damn rock was like the only thing I could think of at night and during the day. It was everything to me. Yeah, I was obsessed. And after about 70 sessions put into the damn thing, I finally did it. And that was my first 8B, and I guess that's the short summary of the long, plagueful process. And I guess it was one of those moments you don't really believe actually happens. I went there with literally no expectations. It was just another projecting session. I had no real vision that I would actually do the thing, and then that's when it finally went.
Yeah! Fuck yes! Yeah! Oh.
And so the thing was, and why we're here today with this video, is that I never got around to documenting the process, and I really wish I would have. But luckily I have a sibling who's a better looking version of myself, who's going through the same process as I was back in the day, and who we're gonna get to watch today. And that's my brother, my older brother Felix. And I gotta say, he's one of my biggest inspirations in climbing. He's partly because of his mentality, but also because he's just one kind of guy who just keeps on going, and he has this incredible determination to progress as a climber. Yeah, he's a one-of-a-kind kind of boulderer, and we're gonna get to see him in action today. Aside from that, we also have our support squad. Felix's best friend, TERINH the Terrier, and alongside this mighty stallion, we also have James and Lincoln, who I guess you could say have enough hype to last you an entire session. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna watch Felix versus the longest project that I've ever had. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Good enough.
Sup, bro?
Sup, warming up for my last session on this, or my 50th last session. Hard to know. I've made this one of my main projects for this season after having, you know, tried it several times over the past 6 years or something. Because I mean, technically it's been a super long-term project.
Yeah.
As in, like, I worked the stand start as one of my first boulders, and then worked the crack after that, and then the sit start to this. So, like, over the course of 6 or 7 years, I've been here basically working this problem, probably like 20-30 sessions. But then this year I've actually started projecting the full line, and now it feels like it's possible, I think, but it's also hard to know because, you know, I watched the process of Emil projecting this problem, and so I know I have a little bit of insight into that process, and I know that, like, the stage that he was at when he actually did it, like, he could do the slap story, the last part, like 10 times in a row, and I can do it maybe 2 times in a row if I have a good day. So, like, compared to that, I'm very far from doing it if that's the level I need to be at. But I don't think that's true. I think Emil had a mental block, and that's why he didn't do it.
Yeah.
I think he had the physical capabilities of doing the problem like 30 sessions before he did it. That's the hope I'm clinging on to. Like, that's probably the only way I can psychologically do this problem, I think, if I think that I can do it now. The Swiss approach to projecting a boulder. Dead hanging every hold. And that's the session. You just come in and you dead hang all the holds until one day you're strong enough to hang on everything comfortably and do the problem. Yeah, I learned that in Magic Wood, watching all the super incredibly dedicated people. Okay, I can try to day flash this as my warm-up, which I've never successfully done. Yeah. So it's not better than any other day, or, like, not necessarily, but that's fine. You just gotta have different expectations when you get to a problem and can't do anything. Oh, I missed the hold because I ticked it wrong.
Swiss recruitment?
Yeah, Swiss recruitment, and I need to rest, I feel.
Realistically, isn't this like the last proper session of the season?
No, because it's gonna get colder on the weather forecast. I'm not as you know, condition sensitive as the cameraman. I can climb hard. I did my hardest climb in 3 years yesterday in sunlight and 15 degrees, so, you know. I think I have like a few more degrees in me before it's completely fucked. And, you know, I can just compensate by getting a little bit stronger. So. Should be okay. Ooh, come in. Oh, I keep slipping off the hillock, and that's never happened before.
Solid.
That was much less solid than I wanted to be. See if I can day flash this one though.
Ooh.
it counts.
So what's the crux on the crack for you?
I don't know if there is a distinct crux, because all of the moves are the same. Do a big cross with the right hand, cut feet, put up a high foot, do another big cross. But I think the hardest move for me is I have my right hand side jammed, left hand on kind of a jam jug, and then do a big cross with the right toe jam into the crimp jug at the pretty much start of the boulder. That's the hardest move for me. But it's also in the beginning, so it's pretty secure. After that, if I do that, then I mean I usually do that, and then the next moves are easier, so I don't fall on them, but they will tire me out if I do them incorrectly. And the last move into the jug also, where you can slip with your feet so much, is also pretty crucial that you do efficiently. Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt much more solid this time than when I did it before. I felt like I could properly continue. So yeah, now I want to do slap story and feel secure about it, and then I'm gonna start red pointing.
Nice.
That's the plan. Yeah, definitely easier, but not, I wouldn't say easy. It might be good enough, because I'm usually decent at like doing actual like hard moves after a long climb, but it's really hard to gauge how much harder that will be from the It might be 50 sessions away, or it might not be, I have no idea. But yeah, now it's red point burns for sure. I mean, I have done red point burns before on this boulder. I've done a total of 3 proper red point burns. So now it's like I'm less in projecting mode and starting to getting towards like actually trying to send it.
Yeah.
So now like you know, the nervousness is building up a little bit. Like I feel like there's something on the line on this attempt. It's not just figuring out the moves. Now it's like there's a small chance that I can do it. If I just do everything perfectly, then there's a small chance.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, come on, man. Kom igen nu. Kom igen nu, Felix. Ja, kom igen nu.
Squeeze.
Kom igen nu. Ja, kom igen! Kom igen, kom igen! Nej!
I need to catch my breath. I've had one attempt that felt closer, but that's the second closest. Because I got to that hold and I knew I wasn't gonna do the top, but I was gonna try. I also felt more tired coming in here than I did on what was my best go on last session. On top of that, the first attempt on my previous session was worse than my second.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's gonna be the same today. Yeah.
God damn, dude.
I still got to the, like technically I got to the final move.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that. His breath smells like pee. I don't want him to give me kisses.
Are you ready for the sunburn?
I've rested for I think like 12 minutes. I don't feel that rested. Which is surprising. I thought because I usually rest like 3 minutes indoors, so or at most 3 minutes. But I think I'm just gonna go for it.
I'll never surrender. I'll never surrender. I'll never surrender. Not going down. I'm gonna stand my ground till the final hour, till the fight is over.
Come on, man. Come on.
Gonna soldier on, 'cause I'm an army of one. Gonna feel my power till the fight is over, till the fight is over, till the fight is over.
Come on. Come
I'll
on.
never surrender. Not going down.
Come on, dude. Come on. Come on, dude. No.
Yeah, I did actually get the hold well on that attempt, but just couldn't do it. So yeah, yeah. Now I know kind of like that I need to be stronger on this to be able to do it. I did mess up once. I tried to change the beta that I thought I should change, but turns out no. But that was like the only tiny mistake I made. I even stuck one of the crux moves to the pinch super well. Just didn't have the power to do the end. But I'm definitely giving one more proper go.
Yeah. So this is gonna be like the final go for the day, right?
Yeah, if it's not like a magically amazing go, then it's gonna be the last go, because at that point my energy is better spent on working on Slap Story in just like the projecting process. But on that note, I have the conditions more on my side on this attempt, so who knows, maybe it will go better.
Come on, dude. No.
No. I was way more tired this attempt. With this endurance level that I have now, I have like 2 good burns on this on a given day. Now I will try to repeat Slap Story, and I will actually try Emil's challenge that he did. So I'm gonna get on Slap Story and just try to repeat it as many times consecutively as I can, allowing myself like 2 seconds rest between for chalking up.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did in his video. We'll see. Last time I think I did 2. I don't know. I think I was more mentally drained on that attempt than physically. Fuck. probably too tired. Yeah, it's probably the end of the day.
You talked about, like, what was it, the grind before?
Oh yeah, because when I started this season, this is the boulder I started on, and I was here with Fabian, and we both thought that like this was gonna be the project, and I wanted to get back into the like hardcore projecting that I did more when I started climbing outside. Like I would find a project that I could do no moves on and work it until I did the boulder, which I don't do that anymore, and Emil doesn't do it either. We find a problem, and if we can do all the moves in one session, then we work on it.
Nice, yeah, dude. Fucking go!
But now, like, I wanted to get back into grind mode. Like, I just want to work the boulder until I do it. Doesn't matter how it goes, and just come here every week. But then it's kind of hard to do that with this boulder because it's wet so often. But that was the idea. So yeah, I should see this more as like just part of the process. Just come here with no expectations each time and just work it until I do it. Like machine mode. Yeah.
So Felix's story on the Queen Mother doesn't quite end there, and he'll probably have a few more sessions on it before he's at the top. But he is closing in, and that's an amazing process for me to see, honestly. Now, I really loved making this video, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, feel free to drop a comment, say something nice, or maybe just like the video to, yeah, let me know that you liked it. Now, I actually have some big plans that I haven't talked to you guys about just yet. For the fall, where there will be quite a few of these videos coming out, or at least similar ones of different really great projects that I'm gonna try. Yeah, so if you like this kind of content and you're not already subscribed, then consider subscribing to see more. Yeah, and lastly, I guess, don't worry, if Felix actually sends the boulder, I'm sure it's gonna be on video, and I'll post it somewhere so you guys won't miss it. Maybe in another video or so. And yeah, that's gonna be the end for this one. See you later, folks.